just wanted to touch on Hershey first because they are the defending Calder Cup champion. Twice in a row, they've won the Calder Cup, the winningest team in terms of Calder Cups in this league. One of the winningest teams in professional hockey. You've been able to see it up close. You've been to games in the Calder Cup. They will have a number of veteran players back this season. They'll have a number of guys that were kind of the younger players that potentially will be playing for the Capitals this year. But what is it that has made the Hershey Bears such a dynasty? I mean, really, and you talked about it. It's really difficult for teams in this league to sustain success, and yet here they are back-to-back champions.
And I would say they're probably favorites again this year. I was speaking with Todd Nelson, the head coach there this week, and one of the really remarkable things is typically when a team wins a championship at this level, the roster gets picked apart over the summer, and for the most part, like they're relatively intact. They lost a few players, but they also went out and got a few players, right? Like they brought in Brad Hunt, who's coming off being a first-team All-Star this year, so he comes in on the blue line, right? And so it's that commitment on the part of both the Hershey Bears, but also the Washington Capitals. It's a two-way street the way that they operate, and there's a mentality there of your success is our success. And so what does that mean? That means that when the Hershey Bears do well, when they play into May and June, when they win championships, that's great for player development. That's high-level experience for those young Capitals prospects. At the same time, it also works obviously for the Hershey Bears. They fill that building every night. Every year they're a contender. The expectations there are extremely high. Every player that comes there and signs, if they don't know that when they sign, they certainly are aware of that after their first day or two in Hershey. It's a very different culture. It's in a lot of ways it's very similar to an NHL team, just in the way they approach things. Like they expect to win and they expect to fill that building. And so it's that, and then success with them just builds, right? So like now you have two cups. Now you can get somebody like Brad Hunt who wants to come there and chase a Calder Cup himself, right? And so just everything builds on each other. Now, this is why you have a team that they're trying to become the first team since 1962 to win 3 in a row. Springfield did that back then, and obviously the early 60s AHL was a much different model than where we're at today. It really resembles nothing to today's modern AHL. So I think it makes it that much more impressive how they've been able to maintain that consistency while also producing players for the Washington Capitals. And you look at all the players they've come through there over the years, 18 players that were or actually 14 players on the 2018 Caps Stanley Cup team came through Hershey. And it's just, you see that philosophy really permeates even down to South Carolina. Like you look at all the former South Carolina coaches now in the NHL, right? Spencer Carberry, yep. Jared Bednar, Ryan Warsofsky this year. Like it's just all three levels. It's a true partnership, whether you're talking about the Capitals, Hershey, or right down there to South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean that absolutely is a huge part of really just the top to bottom and the holistic approach that I think that they've taken as an organization, and the cooperation between the Capitals and the Bears and the different situations there, because they're in a lot of cases the NHL team owns the AHL team, and in this case, it's a little different. So it's really fascinating to see how that partnership has worked. And I love that you brought up South Carolina as well, which is that, their ECHL affiliate and the cradle of coaches that has become. And it doesn't happen if you're not progressing players through your system. It doesn't happen if you're not having success, and they just consistently do it. So I'll definitely be excited to watch Hershey. I think all of us will be watching to see the Hershey Bears. They'll be raising their banner on October 12th, Saturday night. So keep your schedules clear for that one, as the Bears will be opening their season against the Cleveland Monsters on October 12th.